Hello everyone, welcome to JCL series 7. In this video we are going to look into the unit, volume and label parameters that can be coded in the DD statement. So before getting into this video, those who haven't subscribed my channel, please subscribe, and for corporate trainings or one-to-one training you can reach me through email, WhatsApp or Facebook. So the first one is unit parameter. The unit parameter is coded on the DD statement to specify an input or output device that is to be accessed. So here is the syntax: dd name dd, dsn equal to dataset name, unit equal to, will specify the unit details here. So this is the syntax: unit equal to device address, or unit equal to device type, or unit equal to device group name, or unit equal to affinity equal to prior dd name, or unit equal to device comma differ. So let's discuss on this in detail. So in this example we can see that job A123, job 1 job A123 Ganesh, step 1 exec pgm equal to program 1, and data 1 is the dd name, dsn equal to file name, and unit equal to S04. So this is the device address. So we are directly pointing to a device address and we are accessing that particular device. That is, at the end of this program the file will be stored in the file name will be stored in this unit equal to S04 in this address. So in this device this file will be stored, or if the program is read only, if the file is a read only file, from this unit this specific file will be read. And next one is the specification of device type. So here in DD statement unit equal to 3380, so which is direct access storage device. So 3380 is nothing but a dash D device or direct access storage device. So we are specifying the device type here. So this file name may be read from that unit or will be written to that unit. And next is the specification of device group in unit parameter. So here unit equal to sysda. So this is a development region. Sysda is a development region in work environment, and if you code a tstda, it is a testing environment. So it is a grouping for this specific area is for developers and tstda is for testers. So such grouping can be done, and we can specifically store our files in that specific units. So developers can specifically store their files in sysda, and testers can use this region tstda by coding unit equal to tstda. And the next is the affinity subparameter. So affinity subparameter is used to point to the unit of the previous step. So here, so in this program, step 1 program 1 and data 1. So this is the first file name, unit equal to cart, and this will be stored this unit. If we want to make use of this unit for the next step also, so here data 2 equal to dd, dsn equal to file name 2. So again we can we can code as unit equal to affinity equal to data 1, which means that same unit cart will be referred to this step. So this file name 2 will be written from cart, or it will be read from that cart, from that unit cart. So affinity is a refer back mechanism to refer to the previous step. So differ subparameter. So the differ parameter specifies the tape dataset need not be mounted until the system specifically requested. So tape datasets are of large size in nature. So we can mount it or bring it to the bring it to use only when it is required. So So how we can do that is through the differ parameter. So it is a sub parameter. So if we use differ, it will be that particular tape. So if file name is a tape file, it will be mounted only when it is required, and it will be deferred till the time it is not required. So this is the use of differ parameter. And the next one is the volume parameter. So volume parameter is used to identify the volume serial number of the device on which a given data set is to be written or on which the data set resides. So using volume parameter, we can access a file, or we can read or write a file on a specific volume serial device. So this device 23456, specifically we can either read the file from this particular device, or we can write and store our file in this specific device 23456. For making a specific access, we can use serial subparameter in the volume. So here is other examples for using serial parameter in volume. So file name, so this file dsn equal file name can be accessed from volume 001, vol 001. If our file will span across multiple volumes, so we can code like this. In the next example, volume equal to serial equal to volume 1, volume 2, volume 3. So if our file name is going to, if our file is going to get spanned and stored across multiple volumes of devices, we can code like this. So coding volume will make access faster, and we can retrieve, or we can make a read operation or write operation at a faster rate when we specify the volume information. So what is volume parameter? Volume parameter is used to identify the volume serial number of the device on which a given data set is to be written or on which the data set resides. So we can identify our file easily, and we can retrieve it or we can write into it. So next is a refer subparameter, which can be used in the volume parameter. So volume equal to refer equal to star dot refer back. So in unit parameter, we used affinity. So same for volume, we can use refer or refer back mechanism. So if you want to refer to the same volume which is used in the previous step, we can go for this. So here in data1 dd dsn file name is using volume equal to serial equal to volume 1, and if we want to make use of the same volume vol1 volume 1, we can do it by volume equal to reference equal to star dot step 1 dot data 1. So it will automatically refer to this volume, that is step 1 data 1 and its volume 1. So we are making reference to this volume 1 through this ref keyword or ref parameter. Ref equal to star dot step 1 dot data 1 will point to volume 1, which is coded in the data 1. Next is private subparameter. So the private parameter is used to get exclusive access to a volume for the data set specified in the job step. So here step 1 exec pgm equal to program 1, and data 1 dd name dd dsn equal to file name, volume equal to private comma serial equal to volume 1. So this file name, if it is a tape data set, it can be mounted and it can be kept on hold till the completion of this particular step 1. Till this step 1 is executes, we can hold it exclusively for this program 1. This program 1 will be running, and it will use that file name, which is a tape data set, by mounting it, and it will not be dismounted until this step is over. So this volume will be dismounted when the step is over. So if we want to hold it until the end of the job, if we want to hold the volume that is mounted until the end of the job, we can go for this retain subparameter. So by coding retain in a volume equal to comma retain comma serial equal to tape 1. So this file name will be mounted, this file name will be mounted, or this entire volume will be mounted tape 1, this entire tape 1 volume will be mounted and it will be kept on hold until the job is over, until the entire job is over, where in the previous case of private, only until the step is completed this particular volume 1 will be hold, that it will be mounted and it will be kept on hold for use, whereas in the case of retain, this tape 1 will be mounted and it will be kept on hold and it will not be released to other resources until the completion of this entire job. So the next one is label parameter. So the label parameter is used to identify the tape dataset as a password protected one, or opened for input or output, or the data is having an expiry date or retention period to the OS. So label, as its name indicates, writing on something to a data set, like labeling a data set. So we can make a data set password protected, or we can make it as no password read, and we can exclusively specify the data set is used for input purpose, or we can exclusively specify the data set is to be for writing purpose, or for exclusively for output. We can by coding label equal to out, we can do that. And label equal to retention period, RETPD, will indicate the OS that this particular data set or tape should be retained for this retention period, for this period which is mentioned here in NNNN, or label equal to expiry date equal to year date. So it indicates that that particular data set or tape data set should be kept or retained until the expiry date is over. So here job 1, job A123 Ganesh, step 1 EXEC PGM equal to program 1, data 1 DD DSN equal to file 1, unit equal to tape 1, volume serial equal to 001, label equal to retention period equal to 100, so which is a 100 days. So this particular file 1, which is a tape file, which will be retained until 100 days is over. So this file will not be deleted for the next 100 days. So thanks for watching the video on unit, volume and label parameters, which can be coded on the DD statement. So those who haven't subscribed my channel, please subscribe, and those who haven't liked my video, please press the thumbs up. For one-to-one training and corporate trainings, you can reach me through the following mediums: email, WhatsApp and Facebook. So thanks a lot. Thanks for watching. Thank you everyone.